How has your growth been in the sport?
Okay, it has been a very tremendous journey, and I'm glad that I have another opportunity to represent my country, and this time I'm going for the gold medal. So I've been working hard all through the 4 years, and I'm looking forward to very good results.
Carlos,
Yes.
breaking from the juniors to the seniors, what differences have you seen? Because you were fifth last year at the African Junior Championships,
Yeah.
and how is the competition at junior level and senior level?
In junior level, the competition is quite not that hard, but in senior level, I find more strategic. It's so hard for me to maintain the position. Yeah.
Okay, why are you saying it's hard to to keep the position and keep up with the competition?
Because the experience and the exposure that I got in the junior and the same I got the senior, they're quite different.
All right. And Coach Samisang, you've been in the judo setup for quite some time. How can you describe the state of judo in the country at the moment?
The state in judo in Kenya at the moment, we've been behind sometimes. We've been not so good some years back. During my time, it was very difficult for us to travel abroad, qualifying for the Olympics, for the World Judo Championship. But recently, through the sports ministry, we've been getting good help from the ministry, and that's why you see Carlos and Kana are fighting for the slot for the Olympic.
Yes, and remember that the African Games have got a totally different setup. Normally, what happens at the African Games is that the Sports Council, the AU Sports Council, comes together and picks officials from within its ranks and does that. But this time round, they're working together with the Association of the National Olympic Committees of Africa. And for you, Coach Chang, what does the introduction of Anoka bringing in the officials who work through the Olympic system mean for the sport?
Through the coordination from the federation to the Olympic Committee, and through that we're working together, it's become easy for us, for the players to be on board, to able to qualify, and want to be in the official, to be an official, maybe to be a coach, a referee. One has to, in judo, one has to go to a course, online course. After you finish online course, then you go to practical. Like in May, recently, I've been to, a month ago, I was in Zambia doing my coaching level 1.
Yes.
And before me, we had 4 seniors from the federation who had already finished the level 1.
Coaching.
And,
actually, yeah, I want to talk about refereeing because you're also a referee.
Yes.
Yes, refereeing, when you have Olympic referees who come in through the Olympic organization, the African Olympic body, what does it mean for the sport, for you as a coach and also as a referee?
First, to be in that level, being in the international category of a referee, for the team, especially I would say for the Kenyan team, it will be advantage for us because the new rule, the rules keep on changing day by day, and whenever we get the new rules, the changes we get, if we have on board a good referee from Kenya. He participates in the African Championship, World Championship together. And that's where we get the advantage, our players being on board, and they already know what's going on.
All right. Now, Carlos, for you as a competitor, you were in Canada in July.
Yeah.
In July, and this was a Grand Prix. You participated in that competition, and then you went out in the first round to Joshua Kant of Austria. What was it like competing against some of the best in the world?
It was quite awesome. I truly enjoyed it so much because it was my first time to join the Grand Prix competition. Yeah.
What did you see from the Grand Prix competitions?
So there was a lot of challenges because many of the athletes there, they are more experienced and exposure to. Yeah.
And you also spent a week there in training. Tell us about the training regime that you went through in Canada.
The training was awesome. I got some knowledge there, and I had to join others in competing too. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Give us some details about some things you learned.
I learned the speed works and the techniques, new techniques that I didn't knew before. So I came back with more things.
Diana,
Yes.
you know, judo, everyone speaks about judo, and if you watch a clip of judo, everyone will see that what you're actually doing in simple, I mean, to put it in a simple language, is trying to wrestle your opponent to the floor, but it's different from conventional wrestling. Explain to us, because Carlos is bringing out the aspect of techniques and how you do it, unlike, say, karate and taekwondo, where the use of the fists and the kicks is allowed. How different is judo from the other two competitive martial arts?
Judo is all about, we normally hold the sleeves and also the collar, and you try to break the falls of your partner. And sometimes we also have the ground techniques where you try to pin down your opponent when they are lying on their back. So that's how you score in judo. But like in wrestling, it's all about you hold your opponent's bare body.
Yes.
Yeah, so you do. But in judo, we hold the attires, we call them judokis, what we are wearing now. Yes.
And what's the difference in colors, Coach?
The difference, like now you see Carlos is in blue, Diana Kana is in white. Some people might ask, oh, ladies do wear white, men wear blue. No, it's different in this case. When they're in the match, for the referee, easy for the referee when scoring, the scoring system, it is easier for the referee to know who have scored. So one has to wear blue, and the other one has to wear white.
Just like happens in boxing, where you've got a blue corner and a red corner.
Same.
All right, let's talk about the training that every judoka has to go through. Coach, take us through the basics of the sport and how they keep fit and competitive.
I'll start like this. If you want to join judo, when one wants to join judo, we call them judo beginner. And it will take you maybe maximum of 3 months, 2 to 3 months. And the belt you get after finishing the initial course of judo beginners, you've been awarded yellow belt.
You all start with white.
We start with white during the training in the first 2 or 3 months. After you graduate, you get the yellow belt. After that, and in this case, you have to be in a club. Judo, it is not done individually.
Yes.
You have to be more than 2 for you to be able to play judo. Because we had from the Kana, is you try to break your opponent balance. You take him down, and then you pin him, maybe for 25 seconds. You get our zari, then it's become a full point. We call it ippon. But generally, in Kenya, judo is not well known because it's not practiced in the county level. But so far, what the federation have done, they have introduced judo in the county through schools and colleges. Yeah.
All right. Now, let's talk. You mentioned about speed work. And when it comes to speed in judo, what is speed all about? Because in boxing, it would be how fast you throw your punches and how well you move away from your opponent. How does speed work in judo, Carlos?
The speed work is all about the endurance and how you maintain yourself in the mat there when you compete. So you have to know how to do the endurance, to make time well, and how to do the speed work. Yeah.
So speed is all basically you are running a lot.
Yeah, you have to run a lot. Yeah, to search for that pressure.
I would like to add something on top of. You've talked about speed, and in the training. In judo, we have so many techniques, and in the applying the technique for you to win that through your opponent, you have to have speed. It's only that we are not allowed to do some speed work here, but it's very difficult for people to understand the speed of judo in attacking, in applying the technique. Yeah, but for the two players we have here, they are professional, and the kind of judo they are playing is they need more speed. And recently I've been working on that, because already they have the technique. We have more than 105 techniques in judo. But to be professional, you must know 105 techniques. Then, to be a professional and to win more easy in judo, you have to have three, the best of three techniques.
You must get
left and right. In those three techniques, you work on it in the speed work. Now you use the speed, how to attack, how to defense, how to throw. That's all about the speed work in judo.
Diana, how much does power count in judo? Because it's a game where you've got to throw and toss your opponent.
In judo, it entails power, speed, so that when you're attacking your opponent, you have to pull your opponent. You don't have to go towards where your opponent is, because they might counter you. So that's where the power comes in, because you have to pull your opponent closer to you, so that it will be easier for you to throw your opponent down and win the point.
Coach, you want to add something to that about power in the sport?
Yeah, in judo we need power, and maximum power, because we have sometimes the language we use in judo is in Japanese. We don't have a technique in English.
Okay.
Like now, if I want to tell you about the speed, the power. The power. When I talk about power in judo, I will say kuzushi. Kuzushi means breaking the balance. You have to pull, pull sideways, or front or back, and then turning. We have a common technique called soinage. You have to pull towards you, then you turn at a certain speed. So power comes in when you are doing the pulling.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the speed comes when you've got to toss your opponent down.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about the competition that you're going to be facing, Diana, because Diana is going to, for her second African Games, she finished 7th at the African Games that were hosted in Brazzaville, Congo 4 years ago. In Morocco, she hopes to go one better. And in this sport, I mean, this is a martial art, and which means that the moment you get to the semi-final stage, you are assured of a medal. A bronze is going to come your way, at the least. But what's the kind of competition in women's judo, in the under 17 class that you compete in? Under 70 class that you compete in.
The kind of competition?
Yes, in the under 70s, women.
Okay, competition in judo is all the same in all the weight categories. Although now in each and every weight, okay, there is something you look after. And most of the time we watch out for the defending champions, because most of them get buys. So the more you advance, the more you should be prepared to face a more tougher opponent. Yes. And
from the kind of competition that you faced in Brazzaville, because those are probably the athletes who would still be coming back, how would you rate the state of the sport on the continent?
The state of the sport is really improving, because some of the competitors I faced in Brazzaville, I was also able to meet them at the World Championships. And even one of them went up to the bronze finals. So that's a clear indication that the sport is really improving in Africa. And we are glad that we are able to showcase Africa even in the world.
The countries that offer the tough, where you get judokas who offer a lot of competition?
Mostly it's the hosting country, Morocco. Then there's Tunisia and Algeria. And most of them are in the northern part of Africa. Then we also have Cameroon and Gabon.
Okay, that's the women's sport. Carlos, one of the top judokas in Africa is also in your weight class, which is the under 60 kilogram category class for men. And he goes by the name of Sadiki Younes from Morocco. You have contested against him once. How would you rate him at the moment?
At the moment, I will say that for now I've got the experience and exposure to. So he's quite challenging because I had played with him first, but now I want him now.
You want him now?
Yeah, I will fight him myself now. It's hard for me.
You're making it sound like it's a boxing contest between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Where you say bring the next one. But you've got to go through, the rounds one after the other till you get to the final. So by the time if you were to meet Sadiki Younes, where else do you think you would get a challenge from?
From other countries or?
Yeah, from the other countries at the African Games.
Let's say the Tunis, there's a quite big challenge there. Most of the players there are tough and they contain speed too. So Tunisia and Egypt, yeah.
So the Arab countries are the ones that are offering the challenge.
Yeah.
And you're also going to the World Championships. How you are the one who's come closest to anybody who would be at a World Championship of late in Montreal, Canada. Tell us about the under 60 class as you saw it.
The under 60 class, to be honest, is quite tough. So tough. Need a lot of training there. Yeah, a lot of hard work. Yeah.
And because at the moment you've got 16 global ranking points.
Yeah.
How many more would you want to go for?
Let's say I will go for 50. Yeah, I'll make it.
You'll make it 50?
I'll make it 50.
This year?
This year.
Through the African Games and in
world.
Japan?
Yeah.
Now, Coach, these are only 2 members of your team that will be going to the African Games. Another 10. Tell us about the rest of the team.
In total, the judokas who are going to represent the country in the Africa Games, we have 4 ladies and 8 men. The rest, we left them in the camp, and
so that you can watch TV.
Yeah, I think they are watching us here. They are in top gear. All players are well prepared, psychologically, mentally, and as you await on Tuesday to board the plane to Morocco, we promised Kenyan people that judo will be among the top to bring medals to Kenya.
And for judo to keep keep growing and growing, and because I can see the two, these are black belts, judokas already. They already have their belts. How do you keep them at the highest level, consistently and competing? Because that's where they will get the points that they need to compete at the global level.
As you can see, you have heard from Carlos, immediately after all of the games in Morocco, we will be leaving immediately to Tokyo, Japan for the World Judo Championship. And that's where they will add more points. Apart from the Olfka Games, they'll add more points for them to qualify for the Tokyo Olympic 2020. And after after the World Championship, they'll come back and continue training. The Kenya Judo Federation have their plan them to do more training. Some will be leaving to South Africa. Some will be leaving to Zambia after World Championship in Japan.
All right. Yeah. Carlos, your target medal for the African Games?
I'm targeting gold.
Gold.
For me, it's gold.
It's gold. Dan?
Gold, definitely.
Gold.
Yes.
Well, we'll be looking out for these 2 sportsmen, and they leave the country on Tuesday. They'll be amongst the first lot of sportsmen who leave for Morocco for the 12th edition of the African Games. The judokas are part of that, and we've got 12 of them, and 2 of them are here, Danakana and Carlos Oching. Thank you very much. And Coach Sami-san, we wish you all the best. And from the 17th to the 31st of this month, we'll keep tabs on that, and we'll be appraising you and updating you on how Team Kenya performs at the African Games. I am Daniel Wahome, and I'd like to say on behalf of the team that put this together, have a very good evening. Our sign language interpreter has been Simon Karoda. Have a good night.